I've got to get an A rank, which means I've got to complete it in under 4.5 hours, so I've got to speed run it, and I can't save.
Okay, let's go.
Fuck me. Alright, let's not die. Oh my fucking god, this guy, man, he keeps getting me every time.
I've got you now.
Welcome everyone. As always, we're going to be unlocking all the achievements, and in today's video it's Resident Evil Code Veronica X. We'll get straight into it. So step one, we're just going to do a casual playthrough, just a story playthrough, as with most of these games. There's not really any missables, but we're just going to enjoy the story. It's a bit of a classic, this one. Haven't played it since I was a lot younger, and I wanted to go back and just see if it held up. Stand the test of time. There's been a lot of rumours around remaking it, and I think that would be a good idea, because these are the types of games that sort of deserve remakes. But the tank controls, I understand why people don't really like them nowadays, but I really like that style of Resident Evil, and once you get used to them, they're fine. So straight away we exit the prison cell that we're in and make it through the graveyard after being attacked a few times. I'm still very ropey on the controls, but we get our first achievement for escaping the graveyard.
Fucking get me out of here, son. Well, there we go, first achievement.
And now we're on our first cutscene of the game, and what's Resident Evil without a cheesy cutscene and cheesy dialogue?
Shoot!
Who are you?
Wait, don't shoot.
Huh? You're not a zombie. Well, great. Wait right there.
God, he sounds like a
I'm
kid.
coming over.
Once that cutscene's over, we make our way to the story, and we have to
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
that part of the game always sticks in my head. I don't know why, but I've heard that about 10 times through my runs of doing this game. Anyway, as you can tell, this game only has 12 achievements, so if I just skipped to every achievement I unlocked, this video would only be about 2 minutes long. But as we make our way through the story, through that room at least, we get to another cheesy cutscene with Steve.
Your siblings. Why don't you send your brother the coordinates and ask him to come help?
Thanks. I'll do that.
Hey, I was just kidding. There's no way he could get here, even if he is your brother.
Yes, he can. I'm sure of it.
No way. He won't come. You'll just end up disappointed if you rely on others. Believe me, I know.
Believe me, I know.
What was that
God.
about?
Somebody's got issues.
Any metallic items you have in the security box.
Oh, the zombie dodge. Oh. Oh, well, I think that went flawless. The fucking zombie dodge. Oh shit, that was going for the head. Oh man, that fucking laugh.
So after my pro zombie dodging, don't know where that come from, and another cheesy cutscene, we eventually get to play as Steve. Now immediately we have to turn around and talk to Claire.
Do you want me to take
For another
care of this
achievement.
for you, little boy?
That's hilarious. I've never seen that before.
After completing this Steve segment, we make it to another cutscene, and this is where you find out some of the truths behind Steve's behaviour.
Jesus.
We also unlock our next achievement.
Whew, next achievement after that intense scene.
We return playing as Claire, and we're making our way through our game, and we picked up some homeostatic medicine. We have to take it all the way back to the prison and hand it to Rodrigo,
How kind of you. Now
and in
go.
exchange he'll give us a lockpick, which will help us unlock a few cases in the game. But we also unlock an achievement for helping him out. This also is a requirement to get an A rank, which is for another achievement in the game, but I'll get back to that later. Moving our way through the story, we make it back to the mansion, and we meet
Let's just say
an old
that I'm
nemesis,
a ghost,
Wesker.
coming back to haunt your dear
This is the first time we see him since Resident Evil 1, I believe. I could be wrong.
I was the one who attacked this island. Who'd have thought you'd be hanging about?
We also get our next story-related achievement.
We meet each other at last.
Okay, so we make it to another cutscene here, and I found this... I found these cutscenes quite hilarious, to be honest.
I will kill you.
She's cross-eyed. Fucking how'd she miss from there?
Wait!
What's going on?
Steve!
What? No!
Deary me, it's like Dorian Gray.
Wait a second. What just happened?
So there never was an Alexia after all.
You mean he thinks he's two people? Okay, that's it. Let's get out of here.
I don't
So we make it
Hello.
out, and we bump into Tyrant, and this is the first death of the run for me.
Well, that's good. That's fucking brilliant.
And we make it on a plane because we're trying to escape the facility, as the cross-dresser
Our room hatch is open.
has initiated a countdown bomb to blow up the island. As we're trying to escape, Tyrant crashes the party.
Here we go. That's good night, Vienna. See ya. God, 100 G's, 100 big ones.
Alfred!
That laugh.
Cross-dressing freak!
Cross-dressing freak. Oh, you can't say that anymore.
Now this is an interesting part of the game because this is basically a checkpoint. You get onto part 2, and we end up in Antarctica, where you can save your game. It prompts you to save. But this is what I like about this game, is it's, even though the story and the cutscenes are a bit cheesy, which is Resident Evil, it's just, there's something about this game that's just great to play.
Move it. Ah! Ah!
Steve!
Yeah, you're right, he dead.
And while I agree that the tank controls are dated nowadays, there's still something about classic Resident Evil that I just like to keep playing.
Forget about
Oh yeah, just leave a man hanging.
So we're pretty much near the end of the Antarctica sequence. I haven't showed too much gameplay because I don't really want to spoil it, even though, I mean, you can't really spoil a game that come out in the early 2000s.
I've got you.
But in case you guys want to play it. Anyway, we beat Nosferatu, and you have to pop him
One
in the
shot,
heart
one
with
kill.
the sniper. That's the quickest way to kill him. And we get an achievement for beating him. And another part of the game, this is what's cool about it, you switch characters, you switch to Chris and you're back on Rockfort Island. And we see Rodrigo is still alive, see the medicines worked, but it's pretty short-lived.
Everyone's gone. I may be the only other person left. Go on. Follow your sister and get off this island.
was about to say I can't believe Rodrigo's alive, but yep, saw that coming. What a shitty way to go. That's good night Vienna for Rodrigo.
So we make it to the end of Rockfort Island as Chris, and for some reason Chris just knows how to fly a Harrier jet, which I thought was pretty funny.
Our boy Chris is getting in the Harrier. Where'd you learn to fly that?
But we make it back to Antarctica as Chris, and we get our next story-related achievement. Now we get near the end of Antarctica as Chris, and we reunite with Claire. And this will give us our next story-related achievement.
Let's get our sister back.
Claire.
Okay, so we're on our scary section of the game. Well, it's scary later anyway, because Steve just turns into a green monster here.
What's wrong?
But he's very powerful. If he hits you twice, you die. If he hits you once, you must heal. If you do not heal, and he hits you again, you're dead. And you cannot outrun him. Well, I mean, you can, but because it initiates a cutscene. But he will attack you, and he will catch up to you and attack you again, so you can't just run and outrun his pace. But when you're going for your A rank, this is probably one of the scary parts of the run, for me anyway. If you haven't got enough healing items, you're fucked.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
Now we get to a quite emotional cutscene here, where Steve declares his love for Claire after only knowing her for a night.
I love you.
Oh, really?
Luckily we unlock an achievement though, story related.
He's only known her for a night?
So we're coming up to the end of the game here, and this was embarrassing because I had no idea I was meant to actually do anything. I think I was like scratching myself for a second here, and Claire gets wiped out. And again, I hadn't saved for like half an hour, so I had to redo the whole Chris sequence again.
Was that meant to happen?
Anyway, we get back
wow.
to where we died. And we use the linear launcher, I believe it's called, on the final boss, and we get the last achievement of the run.
Right, son.
Chris!
150 big G's.
And look at those stats, 9 hours, 24 saves, and a D rank, terrible. But we're going to get straight into our next run. And this is, I mean, it is difficult, but it's only difficult because it's so tense. And it's a bit anxiety inducing. But you have to complete the game, and I believe it's like under 5 hours. Could be less. It might be 4 hours, I could be lying. You cannot use a first aid spray. You cannot save for the whole run. And you cannot die. You can only use green herbs if you need to heal, or green and herb mixed. But as saving graces, as you can see,
Fucking get some of that.
we make it to the halfway point of the game, and it gives you a free save. So straight away I got to the halfway point of the game, I hadn't died, and we got a free save instantly. So we only have to do the second half of the game without dying. So if we die, we will just go back to the start of Antarctica, which is pretty handy. But it's still tense because you still got the whole Chris section to go through. And yeah, as you can see, I get to the end of Antarctica here with Claire before playing as Chris, and I get fucked twice.
Fuck me. Oh my fucking god, this guy, man.
On the third attempt, we finally beat him.
I've got you now.
Fucking right in the heart, son. Have a bit of that.
So I make it through as Chris, plain sailing. Nothing really eventful happened. It really went quite well, and I was really surprised. But we get to Claire here, and as you can see, I've stocked up on the green herbs. As much healing as possible here.
I'm bricking it here.
Because if I die, I am back to the start of Antarctica with Claire, which is, you know, about... It's not too long. It's about an hour and 20 minutes of progress.
2, 4, 6, 7.
But as you see, every time he hits me, I heal. If he hits you again, you will die. But I had way too many health items, because he only hit me twice, so I only had to heal twice. Now we're right at the end here, and this scared the daylights out of me, this part. It was easy, as you can see, nothing bad happens, got through it fine. But if the boss walks up to you and touches you, you die. So it was just very tense.
Oh, thank God she's dead. It's okay. Oh, my heart can't take this.
And we're on to the final boss. There's 2 phases of this boss. And the first phase is you have to do enough damage to her. And then the last phase is just a set piece, get the linear launcher, bang, dead. But the linear launcher section can be quite difficult, and sometimes it will take you like 40 seconds to get a hit on her, because you'll just be darting all over the place. But yeah, so I'm just in anticipation of my A rank here. We get to the results screen.
I'm in the A rank.
And there we go, we get it.
I've got the A rank.
And the achievement isn't for getting an A rank, the achievement's for unlocking the rocket launcher, but obviously to unlock the rocket launcher you have to get an A rank.
Oh my God, my fucking heart.
And moving on to step 2.
Oh, the stress.
So step 2, not too challenging. This is the part where I sort of chilled a bit after getting that A rank. I knew that was probably the hardest and longest thing. And I got that done quite quickly, considering there were no massive restarts. But battle mode, you have to do these little sections of the game as different characters, and you get a rank at the end. It's basically like Mercenaries mode from other Resident Evils. The hardest part about this is the time constraints. Mostly though, the only difficult one for me, or the hardest, was probably this first one, is Claire, because you have to be, not speedrunning level, but you have to be quick. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it at one point, because the time constraint on this one is so tight. But I think I think it's 5:35, or it could be 5:40, but I remember being it by a few seconds and being surprised, because it took me about an hour and a half just to be able to get that one. But battle mode is basically a tacked on game mode, which, I mean, it's okay if you want something else to do, but, I mean, I wouldn't play this again. We make it to Claire's second character, and we get an A ranking. Hers was pretty easy, the second one. The rest are pretty simple. Chris, he was fairly easy, the time constraint's fine. The only difficult spike with Chris here is this last boss. You have to beat this last boss, and she is a fucking nightmare. Just flying around, darting about the place. You've got the Magnum, which is perfect, that's why his stage is so easy, but as soon as you get here, you have to, like, maneuver the boss in a way so that you can trap her and just keep shooting at her. And this wastes so much time. And this took me another, you know, hour and a half, same as the first Claire. And I'm really focusing here because you have to beat this boss in 6 minutes 30 seconds to get the A rank. And as you can see, I think I get 629.6. So I'm like 4 milliseconds off, 3 milliseconds off not getting the A rank.
Fuck! I think I just got it by the skin of my teeth. Oh! Oh my fucking word. 0.3 of a second out. Shit.
Now our next run through of the battle mode is with Steve. Luckily the map is the same, so once you've had a few practice runs, done it again, nothing in the map layout changes, it's just the final boss that changes of each character's run. So we'll get to what most people probably say is the hardest part of battle mode, which is playing as Wesker, as he only has a knife. And while that is true, and it is difficult, you have unlimited time, so you can take your time. Which, in my opinion, is a lot easier than having to be under a time limit. Time limits, for me, just add stress. But as you can see, you can get the Magnum as well, halfway through battle mode, and you can save that for the final boss, because that would be a nightmare, having to kill her with the knife.
And that nearly fucking cock-blocked me, she nearly one-hit me. Oh.
But Wesker's the last person of the battle mode, and we make it through as him, get the A rank, and that is our last achievement of Code Veronica. Brilliant game in my opinion, and definitely deserving of a remake. I'd love to see it. I don't really condone remakes quite often because most of them are just HD remasters, but the way Capcom have been doing their remakes, I'd love to see one of Code Veronica. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching. If there's any games you'd like me to get all the achievements on, just comment down below, give me some suggestions. Take it easy.